Yo, this is a Destroying the Illusion emergency broadcast. I'm here at where am I? Somewhere in Orange County, the Costa Mesa Senior Center. I'm about to give a talk for the MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network, their Orange County affiliate, and how synchronistically, well, I guess there are no synchronicities, there are no coincidences, right? As I was at the pre-dinner with some of the board directors and the president of MUFON OC, we were out eating. I started getting all of these text messages, all of these screenshots from Q's post tonight, and Q finally confirms that space programs exist outside the public domain, says that yes, there is life elsewhere, highest classification. Q's saying just think of the vastness of space. That is logical thinking right there, folks. And let me tell you, I don't know if I've ever been this giddy. I guess, and I mean, I have a talk here. Man, thanks, Q. Totally distracting me from the talk I have to give to 100 people in about half an hour. But I don't know if I have been this excited since back in April when I was first linked in that Reddit article, and one of those Q drops, and in that Reddit article it actually said Jordan Sather, who normally talks about secret space programs and free energy, and then the Reddit article was about InfoWars and their subversion of Q, etc., etc. But in that article it said Jordan Sather talks about secret space programs and free energy. Q links that. That's sort of an indirect confirmation of secret space programs and the technologies and extraterrestrial intelligence, right? Well, now tonight we get the posts that actually say, well, the moon landings were real, but there were some fake things about them, and space programs exist outside the public domain, i.e. private, quasi-corporate, military space programs. Q didn't mention the technologies associated with that, but you can just speculate and gather and connect the dots as to what they have. Electrogravitic technologies, mass cancellation technologies, etc., etc. So this is huge, guys. This is massive. And just as I've been saying for a long time, the moon landings, very real, but there's a lot of things that we weren't told about them. Funny enough, I was actually at dinner with a man named Dr. Bob Wood. He used to work for NASA and worked for Douglas Aircraft Company for about 40 years, I think. Long time. Dr. Bob Wood is actually working on William Tompkins' second book. William Tompkins is a basically insider that came forward and gave us his testimony about working in black projects, secret space programs, designing spacecraft for the Navy, and also working in naval intelligence during World War II, debriefing Navy spies that were embedded in German secret space programs. So that's good news. William Tompkins had one book come out in 2015 called Selected by Extraterrestrials, and Dr. Wood is working on Tompkins' second book because unfortunately William Tompkins passed away a year ago. But that being said, there's so much information out there about space, about extraterrestrials. I hear it all the time. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Where's the proof? You know, where can I find all this stuff? Because it just doesn't make sense to me. Well, the evidence is out there, guys. We have the internet at our fingertips. There's so many books and movies and interviews and shows and et cetera, et cetera. The evidence is there. What you just have to do is take the time, make the effort to research it. That's what I've been doing for 5, 6, 7 years now, is just going full bore into researching all this stuff. And especially space, especially the idea of there being intelligent life out there, because I'm just the biggest picture, open-minded thinker you could find, and that stuff fascinates me. And the idea of secret space programs also go hand in hand with the technologies, electrogravitics, zero-point free energy technologies, and so much more than that as well. And these things are, I'm so passionate about them because they're so important at healing our planet, healing ourselves, getting ourselves off of this bullshit fossil fuel industry that the oil barons, oil bankers, gangbangsters want us on. So wow. There's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people now getting exposed to these ideas. And not just getting exposed to these ideas, but since it's coming from an official source, coming from Q, coming from a source that they place value in, that means it's going to hit so much deeper for them. Because I can make all the YouTube videos I want and make all the tweets I want, right? But I'm just this 27-year-old dude talking about aliens and advanced technologies that are hidden from us, right? When people hear it from Q, then it hits a little deeper. Then their minds get a little bit more open. So when I continue talking about these things, that means they'll give a little bit more attention, a little bit more importance as to the things that I'm saying. So this is, I don't know, this is huge. This is massive. This is disclosure, somebody just said. Absolutely. This is disclosure. A lot of people, when they think of disclosure, they're expecting the president or somebody to go up on a podium and announce it to the world. But with the state of things, with the state of the deep state, that's not how it happens. This here is official disclosure with Q saying that space programs exist outside the public domain. Secret space programs exist, with Q saying, think of the vastness of space. UFOs are not a distraction. You see, that was a big drop in December that confused a lot of people. Q said, and Anon asked Q, are UFOs a distraction? Q said, what's the distance to the nearest star? What do you think? And a lot of people were very confused. And in my head, to me, that wasn't Q denying the issue. Basically, how I thought of that drop, my answer to that, are UFOs a distraction? What's the distance to the closest star? It depends on who you ask. If you ask somebody, what's the closest star? One person might say Alpha Centauri. The other person might say the sun right there in the sky, right? So who you're asking about UFOs, then it depends on who you're asking about UFOs, whether or not it's a distraction. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you ask some people out there that are trying to give you a false flag partial bullshit disclosure, as I call it, yeah, they're going to be the distraction. What we saw in the New York Times last December, if you know what I'm talking about, that was the distraction. If you ask people like me or others out there in the secret space program ufology movement about these topics, they're going to be much more for full disclosure. That's why I always say human trafficking and pedogate goes hand in hand with the secret space program and extraterrestrial intelligences, right? Because to distract us from pedogate, they can offer us a limited hangout of the secret space program UFO issue. Look at Podesta's emails. That's exactly what they were trying to do. That's exactly what they're still trying to do with that to the stars bullshit. Whew. Getting heated. But anyway, so yeah, that's about that. And what we're basically seeing now is if Q is talking about secret space programs and saying, yeah, the UFO ETI topic, extraterrestrial intelligence topic, is of highest classification. Well, if Q is talking about these things, who does Q brief? Q briefs President Trump, don't they? They're like this. They know each other really well. So if so facto, that means President Trump is told some things. I mean, shoot, who was President Trump's uncle? John G. Trump. What did he do? When Nikola Tesla died, John G. Trump was one of the main people to go in and take Tesla's papers. What was Nikola Tesla doing? He was doing many things. He was basically channeling his information from outside sources. Not only that, but he was working on anti-gravity towards the end of his life. He was working on zero-point energy technologies. He was working on some deep esoteric shit. So Donald Trump knows things. If his uncle took those papers, he probably heard some things. And just think, what did Donald Trump say in his inauguration speech? What did Donald Trump say when he was inaugurated? We're going to unlock the mysteries of space. We're going to find the technologies of tomorrow, right? Right there. Right there. So as I continue saying, that's why the Space Force was created, to make a avenue to gain access to these super secret, unacknowledged programs and start bringing them out to the public. Not only the technologies, not only what's already been developed, but the cosmological understanding. The fact that we are not here alone. The fact that us humans are learning on this earth. This earth is a learning ground for us to come here to and begin working on our soul's progression, right? So that's that for this one, guys. And what else do I have to say on this topic before I head out? Somebody asked, do I believe in God? Absolutely. God to me is everything. everything. There is absolutely a divine intelligence to what we have here, okay? God to me isn't some anthropomorphic dude in the sky judging people and sending some people to hell. No. It's much deeper than that. It's much more logical than that, actually. So, I think that's all I needed to get off my chest for this one. Now I'm gonna go try to talk to a bunch of folks, tell them about the Space Force, tell them about QAnon, tell them about myself, and I'll be checking back in with you guys definitely either later tonight or in the morning with much more on this. So I love you all. Where we go one, we go all, and I'll be talking to you soon. Thank you.